I would like to ask Mr. Gall, parliamentarian, to please call the roll also.
Chair Hamilton,
Yes.
Vice Chair Stevens,
Yes.
Secretary Whitten,
Present.
Regent Fulton,
Yes.
Regent Hall, Regent Horn,
Here.
Regent Martin,
Here.
Regent Rabinowitz. We have quorum.
All righty. We need to approve the meeting minutes from August 21st, 2025. Since we did not have a quorum at the November 12th, 2025 policy and planning meeting, we also need to approve the November 12th, 2025 meeting minutes. Are there any corrections to either of the meeting minutes? If not, I have a motion to approve both sets of minutes as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any objection to the motion to approve both sets of minutes? Motion passes unanimously.
All righty. Parliamentarian Stegall, would you please conduct the vote?
Just did Chair Hamilton. Motion passed unanimously.
Okay, thank you. Uh, KCTCS Advancement has been doing a review of their policies and procedures. Dr. Stiff, could you please walk us through those changes?
Yes, thank you all for the chance to give a summary of the revisions that have been made. If the document can be pulled up, we can share those with you. All right. These have been summarized. A full track changes version was made available to the committee. The main revisions to policy 7.4 focus on making sure that we have sufficient independence from a KCTCS for foundations and making sure that they are abiding by best practices for state and federal requirements for nonprofit management. So for example, ensuring that they are filing an IRS Form 990, registered with the Secretary of State, completing those legal requirements to ensure that any foundations recognized by KCTCS are conducting business as required both at the state and federal level. Policy 7.5, that is going to be incorporated into policy 7.6. 7.5 was a policy that was a standalone at the time related to naming of faculty positions, and really did not see the need to have that as a standalone policy rather than a guide that could be given under how we practice fundraising across the system and rolled up into that 7.6 policy. The main changes to 7.6, again, are mostly focused on authority for accepting donations. The main change to this policy, in addition to incorporating policy 7.5, is to add the authority for the KCTCS president to approve gifts over $5 million to colleges or KCTCS as a system to ensure that if there are any requirements, such as capital investment, special procedures that need to be followed, that we have the capacity and ability to uphold donor intent for major gifts. So that is the focus of those edits. Policy 710 is being converted from an administrative to a board policy. So there is no action taken on the content specifically, but legal recommended, especially as we're making all of these changes, to ensure that there is a board policy version of that 710, which is the naming policy for donors who may, for example, be named with a building or a space. So again, no change on content for that, just more of a revision to how it's presented as a board policy. So I know that is a lot to digest. Any particular questions on specific edits or rationale that you'd like to discuss more thoroughly? And as noted here towards the end of that recommendation form, the policies would be submitted as one action for the Board of Regents. The board could request to revisit a specific policy individually to discuss further any edits, and they could be voted on separately, but currently it is packaged as a single vote.
Back to the board evaluation process. Every year, the KCTCS Board of Regents provides an opportunity for a self-evaluation survey. Last year, I coordinated the survey and reviewed the responses with the board at the June 2025 meeting. I would like this committee to review the questions. Parliamentarian Stegall, could you please walk us through this process?
Yes, so I think we have the questions of the board evaluation on board, and those will be pulled up. They are the same as last year. We wanted to bring them to this committee just to see if you all had any input on any changes to any of these questions before the March Board of Regents meeting, when Chair Hamilton will ask for a volunteer regent to oversee the board evaluation process. Again, no changes to the questions that were asked last year. Just wanted you all to put eyes on it before we moved forward with the board evaluation.
Okay. Shannon, our board liaison, is going to walk us through the March board meeting agenda. If you have any questions or revisions, please share them as we move through this item.
Okay, I will do that, Chair Hamilton. We skipped the Board of Regents student election procedure. But I can do the board agenda first, and then parliamentarians to go can walk us through that. But I just want to make sure we caught that. So the board meeting will be on March 12th at 9 a.m. at the Fire Commission. We will call to order, roll call, approval of minutes. We will have a brief welcome from the Fire Commission. Chair Hamilton will provide his report. Then Dr. Quarles will give his report. Then we will move into increase organization success. We will start with an update on the quarterly financial report, then move into an update on the Board of Regents Audit Committee meeting, then move into an update on the Forensic Audit Corrective Action Plan. Then we will have our first action item with the KCTCS Board of Regents required reserves. Then we will have an update on tuition, and then an information item on budget. We will have our next action item, a capital project interim approval for Jefferson Community and Technical College to improve and relocate the downtown utility infrastructure. Then we will have another action item for another capital project interim scope increase approval for the Fire Commission to construct the Fire Academy maintenance building. Then we will have an action item around the ratification of personnel actions. I will provide an update on the proposed KCTCS 2027 Board of Regents meeting dates. Dr. Neal will be bringing the strategic plan as an action item. And then we will have an action item on the election of student regents policy and procedure. Dr. Stith will be providing an update on philanthropy. And then we will have the action to the modifications to advancement policies and procedures. After that, we will move into increased employment success, where we will have an update on workforce and economic development. And then move into increased learner success, where Dr. Neal will be providing the learner success report, where he will cover certificate and program approvals, certificate and program suspensions, the KCTCS online learning assessment plan, an enrollment report, and artificial intelligence update. Then we will have an information item around the fraudulent applications. And then our final action item will be the ratification of the KCTCS colleges candidates for credentials. Then we will have a state and federal update, followed by the open comment period, announcement at the next meeting, and adjournment. Are there any questions?
I don't have any.
Regent Whitten, I think I saw your hand.
You did. I wanted to clarify. So we don't believe that we'll have to go into executive session for anything during this meeting. Parliamentarians to go. I was just curious.
Not at this time. There's no need to go into for a litigation update. If something changes, we have some time to add it to the agenda, but not right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Chair Hamilton, would you like to go back to the student election procedure now? So House Bill 619 was filed a couple of weeks ago, which is the bill that makes changes to the KCTCS Board of Regents, as well as a few other changes. One of those changes is changing the elected regents from 2 faculty, 2 staff, and 2 student to 1 of each. As a result, we need to update our student election procedure We are doing this one now at the March board meeting because our student regent needs to be elected before summer, so that way they can fully participate in all the activities that CPE has over the summer. Changes to staff and faculty election procedure will be made in the fall, where we have a little bit more leeway of time to get that updated. So again, this is just a change to the student election procedure. It changes it from two student regents down to one, and allows for there to be two alternate regents as well. So in the event that the elected regent can no longer serve, we have two alternates available to step into that role, so that way we will not have to hold another election. And again, House Bill 619 has not passed yet, but it has been filed. We are anticipating passage. If for some reason the bill does not file, we will inevitably come back to you all at June to change the procedure back to the way it is now. But so we can make sure that we're ready for our student regent to participate this summer, we have to take it to the March board meeting. Any questions for me?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
Regent
James
Stevens?
Stevens has.
Regent Stevens, I think you're muted.
I have a question to the reference to the faculty and staff. I know their election comes up standard like in next year type of situation, and their term expires in 2027, I believe. Will we have to elect new members, or will those people be able to continue on there until their term expires? Or have you had any information on that? Thank you.
We will have to elect a new staff and faculty regent where there will only be one of each. So that election will occur mid-August after faculty return from break. But because there's only one of each, we will have to hold an election for those positions. Any other questions?
And Jessica, if you don't mind, will that start a new term for those elected? I mean, so we're talking like
Correct.
currently, right, that Marty and myself, I'm just thinking of us, right? We both expire at the same time, which would have been, I believe, September of 27. So you're saying that if this does go through, then we would have to hold a new election is that correct?
That is correct. So we'd have to hold a new election because there'd only be one faculty and one staff regent. And I believe that would reset your terms. But let me double check that and I'll make sure that's clarified. But I believe where there'd only be one of each, it would reset that.
That would be my next question, is if it would reset the years of service served already.
Yeah.
If it would reset those terms. Would it, and this is just me throwing spaghetti against the wall here, but would it be more equitable with the staff and faculty regents if this does go through, just to go ahead and say that these are the two current elected, and then there would just be another election held between the existing, so it would nicely end the current term? Does that make sense?
That's definitely something we can discuss and look into. To be honest, I haven't thought that much into the procedure for faculty and staff yet, where we have a little bit more leeway of time for that, but I definitely think that's worth entertaining and we can discuss that further. That's a good comment. Thank you, Regent Whitten.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right,
do have
Chair
a
Hamilton,
question.
that concludes
I have a question.
my section. Oh, sorry. Yes, Regent Fulton.
Sorry. So usually the student regents are elected at the Student Leadership Academy. So does that change the date that would happen, or how do we?
Student Leadership Academy will still occur as scheduled, same format as what we've held in the past. The only change where there will be one student regent elected instead of two.
Okay,
Everything else will stay the same.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
I believe it looks like new business is next.
Per what I have here is the conclusion of business. So there must be something missing here on the statement that I have, but we can carry on forward per the agendas that you guys have in your already.
I think there was just a question if any of the committee members have any new business. If not, I think that we can move into the conclusion, Chair Hamilton.
Okay, we can move to conclusion. That'll be fine.
Are you looking for a motion, Chair, to adjourn?
I am, if there's no new business.
So moved.
I'll second.
Any objection to the motion to adjourn? The motion passes by consensus. Thanks,
Well,
everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you. Sorry.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Chair.
Thank you.